The curtain rises on a craggy confusion. Smoke comes from below. The upper part of the stage is the inside of a submarine, and Woglinde comes and goes, consulting complicated instruments. A cloud of steam rises from what looks like a scene of swirling waters. Greenish twilight, brighter towards the top, darker where stands Wellgunde, next to a forbidding building of blank-walled concrete. A rushing sound. It is surrounded by a bleak Idaho desert. Points of rock rise everywhere, and the sky is an increasingly fine, damp mist. A scene of misplaced industrialism. Nearby, Albert Pike, ex-Confederate dwarf and prospector, stumbles on a strange object, a dissected whale, but in its depths, a river. Beside the river sits Flosshilde. Albert is humming. Baby and I were baked in a pie. The gravy was wonderful hot. We had nothing to pay to the baker that day, and so we crept out of the pot. Flosshilde replied, "Here we work the long, rigorous tests of magic wisdom. Deeply I drink of Mimmer. Would you like to know of Odin? Your destiny is set in his eye." Albert sang, "As I was going to sell my eggs, I met a man with bandy legs and crooked toes. I tripped up his heels, and he fell on his nose." What said the dark tacticians and strategists, aware of the wide-famed river in the dissected whale? This is no ordinary submarine. It could make the Valkyries ready to ride over ice. Since last March, Odin each morning rings from Asgard to the lost submarine of the Idaho desert. Loki sought me, thrusting his periscope into the atmosphere. The terror of the gods, he gazed, but no one moved an inch. So he swept out of Idaho with an engine that needs no air. And Albert sang, "Peg, peg with a wooden leg. Her father was a miller. He tossed a dumpling at her head and said he could not kill her." Odin, I know where your eye is hidden. Are you ready to ride to the bleeding god, the son of the earth, Balder? This is not uranium. It will never belong to the Nibelungs. I have necklaces of dwarf skulls. The Valkyries assemble, secret, under the Arctic. You best be on your way, said Flosshilde. And Albert sang, "There was an old woman called Nothing at All, who lived in a dwelling exceedingly small. A man stretched his mouth to its utmost extent, and down in one gulp, house and old woman went." From the depths, Wellgunde and Woglinde twined their arms around Albert, whose fate must be the reactor, hot and radioactive. He joyously holds up a ring of electrons. The answer was swift, a dream of Valhalla burning. Now Flosshilde saw an ice bear like a gale of zirconium, and an eagle flying the speed of fission, resisting corrosion. Woglinde slowed down the neutrons that are the reactor's fire to keep Flosshilde from turning into steam. Blood, cooled by ordinary water, was an everyday matter. The curtain falls.